important thing. So I'm just going to, people who have heard it, I'm just going to go back at it again, everything I've been saying all day. I started by saying in the past couple of presentations that what got me so interested in with Glue to Bullying is the fact, actually, that I usually play a bully. I don't know if you guys have seen any of these, but I was in a movie called Bring It On, and then I went on to do an ABC Family show for about 4 years called Make It or Break It, and I always played the bully. So I'm someone that was like on the opposite side. I was bullied growing up. I was made fun of, and that's another reason why the cause is so close to me. But I thought it was very interesting to play the bully because I finally got to understand why people bully. And strangely, it actually made me feel bad for bullies because I realized with my storyline and doing character research that the bullies are usually the sad ones. They're usually the people who have things going on in their life, these things that are built up, and they, whether it's anger or things going on in their home life or whatever it is, self-insecurities, and they use that, I feel like, to, they don't use that. They use bullying people to make that, to kind of rise above, and I guess they feel that belittling other people kind of makes them feel bigger and better in some way, which to me is just insane because I don't think that's first of all, I believe in karma, and second of all, I don't know how you can feel better about yourself, but it's true. So if anything, I started to feel bad for the bullies, and I would just be like, you know what, that makes me realize to just let things go in one ear and out the other, and I hope to spread that message and let people know that if they're being bullied, it's usually because the other person is very sad and alone themselves. So let it go in one ear, out the other. Nobody can define you but yourself. Nobody can affect you unless you let them. And if anything, just say, look, I pray for you, because obviously there's something sad going on in your life, and I mean, that's that. And I just had never looked at it from that perspective, so I found it so interesting, and like I said, it just made me want to get involved with the organization and kind of explain things through those eyes. And I think another really important thing is that bullying doesn't discriminate. You can look like anything, you can have any opinions or outlooks on life, or speak however you speak, or have a passion for whatever it is you have a passion for, and you will still be bullied. And as Dimitri was saying, it doesn't end, but the great thing is that in life, I believe that with people who love us and with our peers, and just kind of by trial and error in a way almost, you learn what makes you stronger, and you take those things and you allow your skin to thicken, and you use it in your life to, I mean, I feel like you use it as your fuel. At least that's what I've done with the times that I've been bullied. I've used it as fuel to go out and, you know, success is the best revenge. And I've learned that the things that people made fun of me for are the things that make me unique and beautiful in my own way. And I embraced it. And I think Nikki had spoke a lot about this as well. I feel like most artists and a lot of my celebrity friends have been bullied or had something traumatic happen in their life. It's what made them able to deal with the rejection of this industry. It's what made them want to, you know, use their voice and help change and save other people's lives. And I just think you got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to let your skin grow that much thicker, and every challenge really does make you that much stronger. So the bullying will never go away, but it will get easier because you'll know how to deal with it. And I think we were also saying, just in general, you might not know who is being bullied, so maybe you can't necessarily stand up for somebody, but if you're just always nice, which is, I think, pretty cool. I think it's cool to be nice, personally. I think you can make someone's day that way without even knowing if they have something going on. Whether they're being bullied or not, it just feels good to have somebody be nice to you. And I think the world needs a lot more of that, especially with social media and everything these days. It's just like, the statistics are insane. We were reading 1 out of 12 kids commit suicide. That's a lot of people. And you could be the person to actually save that person. I mean, bullying has gotten so intense and so insane throughout the years, and you might not realize, but you might actually save someone's life. And I had the privilege of doing that in middle school as well, with a girl whose father had been diagnosed with cancer, and everyone made fun of her. And I didn't even really talk to her, but I guess just because I didn't really make fun of her much, she felt the need to talk to somebody and chose me, which I'm so blessed because she became a really good friend of mine. And you just never know what's going on in people's lives. So no matter what they look like or who they are, just always be nice. That's my spiel. My broken record. Thank you so much for having me. Sorry if that was boring.
just reading. We've been talking about a lot of different statistics, and during the break I actually got online and was like, I really want to look at this, and it said that 3.2 million teens are bullied a year, and like she said, 1 out of 12 commit suicide, 1 out of 10 drop out of high school, and 160,000 kids a year skip school because of bullying. And I personally was one of those kids where it actually got so bad that I dropped out of high school my junior year, and I was thrown in a trash can, and I was constantly heckled, papers thrown at my head. I mean, anything that can happen to a kid being bullied happened to me, and I grew to look at myself differently and dislike myself. So I stopped eating because it was the only way for me to control my environment. And I learned in therapy later on, I was hospitalized and with anorexia. And I don't know if you guys know anything about anorexia. Some of you might know the term, some of you might not. But it's body dysmorphia, where you stop physically eating. You stop feeding yourself. And I was 30 pounds smaller than I am now. I couldn't really move. I couldn't really walk. I wouldn't eat. And I just stopped eating because I couldn't control what was happening to me. And Cassie said something really beautiful, which I think, Richard, you said it came from Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
What was the quote?
I had found it on Instagram, but apparently it was Eleanor Roosevelt that had enlightened me about.
Social media.
So there is, I guess, a positive to social media. But it was nothing outside of you can affect you unless you let it.
Unless you let it. And I, at that age, at that young age, I was about 14 at the time, started letting it affect me to the point where I was killing myself. And didn't even realize I was killing myself, or allowing other people to kill me and kill my spirit and kill who I was put here to be. And so what I would say is all of you were put here for a purpose and for a reason, and you all have a different journey, and you all have a different fingerprint. No one has the same fingerprint, and God makes no mistakes. So anything that you're being bullied over, or anything that people are putting you down over, it's your own unique, authentic, genuine quality, and it's what makes you beautiful. And those differences in life and the differences that we're all given is what makes this such a beautiful world. And like she said, it's important to just be kind and be compassionate, and try to understand that there's always going to be some kind of a paradigm shift going on that you might not know. With this young girl that she was talking about that she went to talk to, her father had cancer. Maybe she was acting out in different ways, but if you're compassionate towards people, you're going to get a lot more out of life for yourself and out of people around you, and influence people in a positive way. And you never, it's a coward to be a bully. There's no power in it whatsoever, and it's a miserable life. It's not life, it's death. And the whole point is to go after in life what you were blessed and put here to do. And that's why I look up to Cassie and Dimitri for that, and even Richard. I mean, it's an amazing thing that they're allowing to have happen. And 90% of people do not do anything about bullying, whether it's online or in school or in the workplace or wherever. 90% of people. So the fact that you guys are all here and allowing us to be here in your school and talk to you means that you guys are already rising above the statistic of 90% of people who don't care. So that's really cool, and I thank you guys for letting me be here. I brought you CDs, by the way. I have my new single out. So
wanted to quickly say, I know this is like a presentation, and I remember I used to get, to be completely honest, kind of bored in school at presentations, because I knew I had to be there. It wasn't like it wasn't like I was going to soccer practice where I kind of wanted to be, or I was a tomboy growing up, actually. But I just want to say that I know you kind of have to be here, but and I just hope that you don't forget about everything we're saying, and that you really take it to heart, because of the statistics we're saying. People are actually dying, and you can save a life. I know it might seem like otherworldly, but it's not. It's so close to you. I'm sure it's in your own school. I bet you everyone here has been bullied, or I bet you know someone that's been bullied. So please, please Don't take it lightly.
Even if it's just a smile, even if you just smile at someone every day.
Very attractive.
You know, yeah, it is, and it really does make a difference, and it affects people in ways that I've had it affect people so many times in my life where I was like, wow, it's just simple smile can make somebody feel a little bit warmer. And I'm sure you guys have all experienced that, whether you're walking somewhere like, you know, we get in these moods and then someone smiles at you and you're like, okay, cool, like, lighten up, you know? And so it's true, like, what's wrong with me?
I took a psychology course and we actually learned about how
just
smiling
a smile, just crack a simple smile, try it, let it be a test for yourself. You can never go wrong, you know? And it's like lighting one candle, you can light 1,000,000 with a smile. And it's just going to make the world that much brighter and that much cooler and that much of a better place to live in. And that's why I thank Dimitri for doing this organization and allowing me to be an ally and be involved, because I think it's very important. And you guys are, like he said, the future. You guys are the poets. You guys are the writers. You guys are the doctors, lawyers, whatever, singers, producers, fashion designers. And you guys are the ones that are going to be setting the tone. And so it's important to do that.
Didn't you have a message from someone to give to the kids?
Oh, yeah. Well, a couple of them, but my business partner is Richie Sambora, who's in Bon Jovi. Some of you might know that band. Some of you might not know that band. But I was on tour with them for 6 years, and I saw a lot of adversity and a lot of things that went on and a lot of the challenges I heard about that they had to get to where they were. And Richie was saying, you know, he's like, you know, last night he's like, they're cowards, like, bullies are cowards. I was bullied, but I always rose above it and just did my thing. And he goes, I was that 18-year-old kid with the skinny jeans and the long hair that guys would push me in the locker and be like, fag. He's like, or you're wearing your mother's clothes. He's like, it was awful. But I decided to just be myself and continue being who I was, and pretty soon I was trend-setting. People had the big long hair. They had the skinny jeans. He's like, I was the guy. And I was looking at him like, yeah, I got your girl. Now what? He's like, I got the girls. I wasn't the girl. So he was like, tell them that. So I'm telling you all from Rich, my dear friend, and then Blake Shelton, who I work with, same thing. Blake has always been himself. He stays true to himself. He was told to be different people, whether it was to dress differently or to smoke cigarettes so that his voice was deep, or to do whatever. He was like, I was never changing. This is who I was. Like, no matter what, I was, you know, a cowboy. I was going to wear the classically handsome clothes. I wasn't going to make him dress me up and turn me into Hollywood. He's like, and that's what makes him great, is he's just who he is. And he will always be who he is. And I think it's an important lesson of authenticity, to be authentically who you are and never let anybody change that and embrace that. And
the world would be really boring if everyone looked at this.
It would be totally boring. Like, what if we would just be robots if we were all the same and we, you know, thought the same? So, yeah, embrace yourselves.
I also think there's like a morphed like image in people's heads that like the people who are like mean and make fun of people are like the cool people or the cool guys, and like there's this like thing that girls like bad boys, but like I'm actually really attracted to the guy that could like stand up and be like, this is how I feel, and why the hell are you making fun of this person? I'm like, oh wow, that's so admirable. I don't want the bad boy, and I clearly want to be treated like a princess in a relationship. So that's just a whole other thing. But I don't know where this whole mentality of like being basically an a-hole made you cool, because the people I look up to are just so cool by being so like strong-willed and outspoken, and they stand up for people, and I'm like, oh, I want your number. But anyway, being nice is really cool. I swear it's attractive. I promise. And if you say something also, if someone's being bullied, don't feel like you're a snitch. You're the cool one. I used to feel like I would be a snitch when I was in high school. If I said something, or I don't know, I didn't want to do anything wrong to be uncool. But now I'm like, I mean, these statistics, it's just not worth it. I wouldn't even give a crap nowadays if I was back in high school what people thought of me, as long as I knew I was doing the right thing. Always
We'd be in trouble if we went back to high school.
Like, bitch, bullying. Everywhere I went, people would be like, all right, I get it. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? There's a Q&A. Come on, you guys and girls must.
One message I want to give before they do the questions is, how many of you have actually witnessed somebody being bullied anywhere, whether it's on campus, on the street, anywhere? So nearly everybody has. On our campus, we have a mechanism. You can choose to be part of the problem or you can choose to be part of the solution. And on our campus, we have a mechanism that will keep you anonymous, and you can still help somebody who's being bullied. It's called Sprigeo. Has anybody heard of Sprigeo? Anybody? Yeah. Okay, a couple of you have. We have little signs around the campus. It's sprigeo.com. And if you go there and you file that, you let in Scerbo, you let them know that there's a bullying incident happened. That gets reported anonymously, so they don't need to know who you are. It goes to our administration, it goes to the school counselors, and it goes to the security people here. And then, but you have to give us some detail, obviously, so that we can go and check it out and make sure that person's going to be okay. But you can do it completely anonymously. You don't have to tell anybody who you are. So I will encourage you to use Sprigeo if you see something going on our campus. Yes, sir?
Even if it's yourself getting bullied?
Yeah, you can report your own. Or if you trust your counselor or an administrator or a security person and you want to just
So like fashion music really go hand in hand. So for me right now, I don't really feel like are you a musician or are you a fashion designer. I think you can be kind of everything nowadays. You have to be a brand, you know, and that's the smartest advice that I can give as a business owner, as a CEO. You know,
I was going to say, is it they're the best colors. Oh, sorry. You're welcome. Is that a video? Buddha bullying. You're in the video. Say Buddha bullying.
Buddha bullying. Yay!
Wow. But she's a brand. It's like you can develop your talents and make your you don't have to be one or another. You know, so for me it's just part of who I was. I was authentic to each other clothes and authentic to music, and everyone's always like, you have to choose. No, I don't. Like, says who? Where's the rules book? I want to look at it because I make my rules.